And of course, if you weren't 2 doors away from each other, who would bring the board games round?
Well, exactly.
Nobody anymore, because it all just kicks off.
Can't be trusted.
Yeah.
Do you have sort of a favourite gig that you've ever done? I mean, you've done so much from kind of Saturday mornings to the kind of pop career, you know, all the way up to now. I mean, is there something that you sort of go, that was a really good time?
Probably Saturday mornings, I think, on SMTV. And I remember you saying this, Phil, in fact. Just saying you love it so much. You will love Saturday morning. You'll never have a show like it.
Yeah, we did actually. Funnily enough, this is very similar. This is sort of, you know, this morning is like an adult Saturday morning.
Yeah,
it is.
And it's just because there's no. I mean, we really felt like you had utter freedom to do whatever you wanted.
Yeah.
And if it's something didn't work, then you wouldn't do it next week. Sometimes we'd quit things halfway through.
Yes.
You know, so nobody was.
Well, even through the item.
Yeah.
Because this isn't working.
There's a few sketches I remember Dec just giving up on. I said, well, we have to link to the break or something.
Yeah.
But
there's been a couple of times in the past 2 weeks I've thought we might have done that. It might have been a good idea, actually.
But that and I think takeaway as well, because it's very much our show, and you know we helped create it, and we're very heavily involved in the creative side of it. So
it is funny, isn't it? That sort of training you get, that Saturday morning training. Flying by the seat of your pants, you know, sort of working live. There really is I often think about, you know, sort of young presenters who are coming through and where they go for that sort of live experience.
I think it's a real shame that there's no Saturday morning children's television now on terrestrial TV, because that's where we all kind of learn our trade. And that's where you learn about live telly, and you're allowed to make mistakes, and you're allowed to just keep doing it and get the hours under your belt. But there's not a lot of places now.
And you learn pretty quickly as well.
Oh,
there's nowhere to hide.
Yeah, and it's 3 hours every Saturday morning and we did it 48 weeks of the year. So you can't help but improve. But it was you, Phil. Like, you said it at a Christmas party to us about 10 years ago, and you said just enjoy it while you're doing it, because it's the most fun you'll ever have. Yeah. And you're absolutely right.
You wise old sage.
And then you come on here and think, actually, hang on a second.
This looks really good fun.
Yeah, but you can't have this for a while.
Fair enough.
So also, you said when we were talking about rows and things that you don't row when you're working together. But do you work differently? How over the years you get to know how people work, and you get to know what's going to wind them up, what's going to make them cross, how they would do an item or do something on the telly. How do you work together?
We both get very involved at the early stages of ideas, and then I'll sit down and do the writey stuff, and I'll kind of sit at the keyboard and write stuff, and he'll keep flinging ideas around and working stuff up, and then we'll get to work it up, and it'll just things will fall into place. We'll go, you should do that bit, or you should do that bit.
Yeah, it's quite. I don't know. It's quite instinctive. There's no. It's almost like we have now. There's no ego completely, and if we were to do something on a show, we would never sit there and kind of line count. Or I think a lot of double acts that got together were individual performers beforehand, so you probably still had that individual ego, and you would kind of see how many lines, who got the laugh, that kind of thing. But we don't, you know, and it's all for us. It's whoever, you know. We don't care who gets the laugh or who gets the lines, as long as you get one. You're
massive fans of Morecambe and Wise. And obviously, people have said in the 21st century's Morecambe and Wise has been said a lot. But to the point where you've bought things that have come up on the market.
Memorabilia and stuff. I've got a pair of Eric Morecambe's binoculars he used to use for bird watching, which is just great. We know his son very well. We know Gary very well, and we just kind of chat to him about stuff, tells us lovely stories. And
what have you learnt about their relationship? Was their relationship the same?
The one thing I loved learning about their relationship was just that they were genuine friends, because there was lots of rumours saying that in the end that they weren't and they didn't speak and stuff, but they really were. And I think that's what I really like about it, that yes, they didn't socialise all the time. I mean, we socialise a lot, even now, but they didn't, you know, near the end, but they were still very genuine and good again, friends. You know, and I think that's, you can see that on what they do.
They worked together as well from when they were very young. You know, they were teenagers when they first got together and learned about each other and learned their craft. And I find it fascinating.
Remarkable similarities between the two of you, really, aren't there? If you look at them,
but they're a hell of a lot funnier.
There are some parallels, but I mean, you know, for us, we still feel like we're still learning our trade and still learning what we're doing, and you know, we still feel we have a long way to go. And if we can get anywhere near how loved Morecambe and Wise were and how brilliant they were, and just how amazing their relationship was, I mean, well happy.
It seems like you've done so much already, and you're still young guys. I mean, there's obviously a lot of sort of future that lies before you. You know, what do you think that holds? What do you kind of want to do? Is there anything left to do?
Oh, there's plenty. I mean, we still have ambition, and that's what was weird about doing the book was that
kind of done, really.
Yeah, you got to put your feet
that's
up.
the end of it. That's a full stop. That's me out.
When you said the
I'm sorry to break it here now.
That's no big loss. But that was what was weird about doing the book is that all of us, no matter what kind of work we do, I guess, we're always looking forward about what's next and what we're going to do next. And this was the first time we've really stopped and looked back at what we've done and what we've achieved and how we've got here. So that was what was fun about doing that. But yeah, there's still so much we've got to do.
There's we're developing a new show for ITV4 next year, entertainment show, which is going really well. That's kind of still, you know, it's there now. We're just in the polishing period. If there is such a thing in television, just made it up. We're in the polishing period. We're just polishing things up. It's going to be ever so shiny when you see it. I'm going to write that down.
We're just got a number of things in the polishing period.
Just polishing.
I think we skipped the polishing period. I think we might have to go back.
And then we just did a bit of buffing, didn't we?
There are certain things, as the old saying goes, that you can't polish.
But the immediate next thing is back off to the jungle to do I'm a Celebrity.
Yeah.
Which we can't wait for. November.
That's such an important part of my viewing.
I know.
You love it, don't you, Phil?
I love
absolutely.
It.
You've got to come out.
1 year I want to come. I don't want to be on it. But 1 year I want to just come and watch it. I want to see because I love the how things work.
That was one of the best moments of TV ever.
That's still my favourite moment on telly ever.
Star, come on.
I mean, it's genius.
We came off.
I'm a terrible giggler.
I feel good, but
for the whole second half of that show,
Look at him, man! Look at him! The thing was, we'd done, just before we went live, he had no idea. Because he thought he was just going straight into camp. He thought the viewers had voted for him and he was going into camp. He didn't realise he was doing a live Bush Tucker trial. So he stood there, and as the titles were on, obviously it's all live, he looks around and you see all the guys with the hats on and all that, and it's slowly dawning on him. And you just see him go, and he's sick in this bush, and we're 10, 9, 8, 7. So that was the start of it. So then Dec laughed during that, laughed in his face when he asked him his first question, and then from then on laughed all the way through the trial. So I kind of carried the whole thing. But I think that was still my favourite moment in telly ever. That we came off and I thought, that's either really great or that's the end of my career. And thankfully we're still working.
Well, I thought the end of your career was on your website the other day when I saw you with a Chinese dragon head on you, drunk in a pub in Newport. But there we go. That's a whole different story. It's on their website. This is in their book. ant&dec, what a lovely pair. And it's out now and actually doing very well. Yes. Gentlemen, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great stuff.
Lovely to see you.
Cheers, all.
Here's today's competition.